My name is Madison Grace Whitmore, and until a few months ago, I believed that hard work always spoke for itself. I worked at one of the most prestigious marketing firms in New York City. Long hours, endless projects, and countless sleepless nights were part of my routine, but I never complained because deep down, I thought my dedication would one day be recognized. Unfortunately, that recognition was stolen from me by my boss, Michael Harris. Michael was the kind of man who walked into a room and made everyone feel small. He wore extensive suits, spoke confidently, and always had that smug smile that screamed, "I'm untouchable." But behind the charm, there was nothing but manipulation. Every time I worked on a campaign, Michael would casually drop by my desk, ask a few questions, and later present my ideas to the boardroom as if they were his own. At first, I thought it was a coincidence. I told myself, maybe he's just thinking the same way I do. But when it kept happening, project after project, it became clear Michael was stealing my work. The breaking point came during a major project for a multi-million-dollar client. I had spent weeks developing a new digital strategy. It was fresh, bold, and risky, but it could put our firm miles ahead of competitors. Michael pretended not to care about my draft, brushing me off with a fake smile. But the next day, in the CEO's office, he presented the exact same plan, word for word. And the CEO loved it. Michael got praised, promoted, and applauded, while I sat silently in the corner of the conference room, my heart burning. That night, I cried. Not because of the stolen credit, but because I realized how powerless I was in a system that rewarded charm over honesty. But then I decided I wasn't going to play fair anymore. For weeks, I started documenting everything: emails, drafts, timestamps. I created a private log of every idea I pitched and every version I saved. And when the company prepared for its biggest presentation of the year, I set my trap. I pitched a dummy strategy to Michael, something flashy but flawed. As expected, he grabbed it and ran with it, presenting it as his own in the final rehearsal. The boardroom was buzzing with excitement until the CEO asked for data proof. Of course, Michael didn't have it. That's when I stood up. Calmly, I pulled out my folder showing the real strategy I had been working on, complete with analytics, customer data, and proof of originality. The room fell silent. The CEO's eyes shifted from me to Michael, and I swear, in that moment, his face turned pale. I explained how the original idea had been mine, how the flawed version Michael had pitched was incomplete, and how I had the receipts to prove it. The CEO dismissed the meeting and asked me to stay behind. An hour later, I walked out of that office with a promotion, and Michael Harris walked out with a termination letter. That day, I learned something important. Sometimes you don't destroy your enemies by confronting them directly. You let their own greed dig their grave. Now, whenever I walk past Michael's empty office, I don't feel pity. I feel power. Because the truth is, justice doesn't always come quickly, but when it does, it's worth every second of patience.